Welcome to On This Day in the Middle Ages, a new interesting feature on our channel where we explore key moments that shaped history. Today, we turn to December 11th, 1282 and 1474 AD. We will cover two episodes from Welsh and Spanish history. First one is the death of Llywelyn ap Gruffudd, the last sovereign prince of Wales, and second one is the death of Henry IV of Castile in 1474 AD. Llywelyn ap Gruffudd, often called Llywelyn the Last, was a pivotal figure in the history of Wales. Born around 1223 into the royal house of Gwynedd, he was the grandson of Llywelyn the Great, who had previously unified much of Wales and earned recognition from the English crown as its overlord. By Llywelyn's time, however, Wales was far from unified. It was divided into numerous kingdoms and lordships, often competing for power. Gwynedd, Llywelyn's domain, stood as the most prominent, controlling the mountainous northwest and serving as the heart of Welsh resistance to English expansion. Meanwhile, England had grown into a powerful kingdom under Edward I, a shrewd and ambitious monarch known for his military campaigns and administrative reforms. Edward sought to consolidate his control over the British Isles, including Wales and Scotland. Llywelyn's defiance of English rule made him a natural enemy. In 1267, Llywelyn achieved a significant political victory by securing the Treaty of Montgomery with Henry III, Edward's father. This treaty officially recognised Llywelyn as the Prince of Wales and allowed him to collect homage from lesser Welsh rulers. It was the high point of his reign, but it also placed a target on his back. When Edward I ascended to the throne in 1272, relations between England and Wales quickly deteriorated. Llywelyn's refusal to attend Edward's coronation and his continued attempts to strengthen his position in Wales led to increasing tension. Llywelyn's marriage to Eleanor de Montfort, the daughter of Simon de Montfort, a key rebel against the English crown, further strained relations. Edward's retaliation was swift. In 1275, Eleanor was captured while en route to Wales and imprisoned in Windsor Castle. This act was both a personal blow to Llywelyn and a political message. By 1277, Edward launched a full-scale invasion of Wales, overwhelming Llywelyn's forces. The campaign culminated in Llywelyn's forced submission and the Treaty of Aberconwy. This treaty stripped Llywelyn of most of his lands and authority, confining him to a small portion of Gwynedd. It was a humiliating setback, but Llywelyn retained his title as Prince of Wales. Despite this defeat, Llywelyn remained a symbol of resistance. For the Welsh people, his leadership represented their cultural and political autonomy in the face of growing English domination. Resentment against English control simmered, especially among the lesser lords and common people who suffered under Edward's harsh rule. By 1282, tensions erupted into open rebellion, led initially by Llywelyn's brother Gruffudd ap Gruffudd. Although Llywelyn had not planned the uprising, he joined it, seeing it as a final opportunity to reclaim Welsh independence. The rebellion was fierce, but Edward's response was devastating. His forces, supported by newly constructed castles and fortified supply lines, pressed deep into Wales. Llywelyn's position became increasingly desperate as the English army methodically dismantled his support network. On December 11th, Llywelyn ventured south to rally more support for the rebellion. Near the village of Kilmerry, he and his small force were ambushed by English troops. In the confusion, Llywelyn was separated from his men. He was killed by an English soldier, possibly unaware of his identity at the time. Accounts suggest he was struck from behind while trying to cross a river. Today, a memorial at Kilmerry marks the site of Llywelyn's death, a sombre reminder of Wales's last independent prince. Llywelyn's death was a devastating blow to the Welsh cause. His brother Gruffudd briefly carried on the fight, but by 1283, Edward's forces had crushed all resistance. Wales was annexed, and Edward established his iconic ring of castles to maintain control. Edward's conquest marked the end of Wales as an independent entity, integrating it into the English crown. Though Llywelyn fell, his legacy endures. To this day, he is remembered as a symbol of Welsh resistance and identity. His struggle for independence continues to inspire pride in Wales's unique history and culture. And now we are moving south to Spain. I would like to mention that when I use names of modern states, I mean this as a geographic remark, as these states were not exist in the Middle Ages. Henry IV of Castile, known as Henry the Impotent, ruled from 1454 to 1474. Born in 1425, he was the son of King John II of Castile and his second wife, Isabella of Portugal. As the eldest son, Henry was destined to inherit the throne, but his path to power and his reign itself would be fraught with conflict and controversy. During his youth, Henry witnessed the challenges of ruling a kingdom riddled with noble factions, vying for power. When he ascended the throne in 1454, many hoped he would restore stability. Instead, his reign deepened divisions within Castile. Henry's rule was marked by an inability or unwillingness to enforce royal authority over the powerful nobility. His reliance on favoured courtiers, such as Beltrán de la Cueva, alienated many influential lords who accused him of favouritism and incompetence. These accusations earned him the nickname Impotent, both as a ruler and, controversially, in a personal sense. Henry's first marriage to Blanche II of Navarre ended in annulment after rumours of his inability to consummate the union. His second marriage to Joan of Portugal produced his only daughter, Juana. However, this union also became a source of scandal, with widespread rumours that Juana was not his biological child, but the product of an affair between Queen Joan and Beltrán de la Cueva. These rumours undermined Juana's position as heir and fueled a succession crisis that would define the latter years of Henry's reign. Henry IV's relationship with his younger half-siblings, Alfonso and Isabella, was complex. Isabella, born in 1451 to King John II and his second wife, was only 3 years old when her father died, leaving her under the care of Henry. Although Isabella respected her brother's authority, she grew up witnessing the instability of his reign. As tensions over Henry's rule grew, a faction of nobles supported Isabella's younger brother Alfonso as an alternative ruler. In 1465, during a rebellion known as the Farce of Avila, these nobles staged a mock deposition of Henry and proclaimed Alfonso king. This event marked a deep fracture within Castile. When Alfonso died suddenly in 1468, the nobles shifted their focus to Isabella as a potential ruler. Henry, seeking to maintain some control, negotiated the Treaty of Toros de Guisando, recognizing Isabella as his heir on the condition that she would not marry without his approval. However, Isabella defied this agreement in 1469 by marrying Ferdinand of Aragon, a move that strategically united the two most powerful Iberian kingdoms. Henry viewed this as a betrayal and attempted to disinherit Isabella, reaffirming Juana's claim to the throne. This marriage proved to be a turning point in Castilian politics. While Henry's court remained divided and weakened, Isabella and Ferdinand presented themselves as a powerful and cohesive alternative. Their alliance gained widespread support among nobles who sought stability and a united Spain. As Henry's health declined, the rivalry between Juana and Isabella escalated, with factions in Castile preparing for a succession struggle. Henry's death set the stage for open conflict, known as the War of the Castilian Succession. Henry IV died on December 11th, 1474, at the age of 49, likely from natural causes, though some sources suggest his death may have been hastened by the political stress and pressures of his reign. His death left Castile in turmoil, as the kingdom was now divided between supporters of Juana and Isabella. Immediately after Henry's death, Isabella declared herself Queen of Castile, sparking a civil war between her supporters and those loyal to Juana. This conflict, known as the War of the Castilian Succession, would ultimately result in Isabella's victory, paving the way for the unification of Spain under her and Ferdinand's rule. Henry IV's reign is remembered for its turbulence, but it set the stage for one of the most transformative periods in Spanish history. The disputes and alliances formed during his lifetime laid the groundwork for the unification of Castile and Aragon, which would become the foundation of modern Spain. Though often overshadowed by his successors, Henry IV's life and reign remain a key chapter in the story of Spain's rise to power. So, this is it for today. Because today we cover an important chapter in history of Britain, I am kindly inviting you to watch our 2.5 hours long detailed video about how England was created in Anglo-Saxon period.